When real women tell real stories, the world listens. And that's exactly why this book became a #1 international bestseller. Voices of the 21st Century Unstoppable Women Standing Strong celebrates the courage, truth, and resilience of women who have chosen to stand strong through real moments in life. Hello, my name is Gail Watson. I'm founder and CEO of Women Speakers Association, and today I'm honored to welcome to our conversation international best-selling author Josette Diaz. This is your chance to connect with her heart of her story and the voice she brings to this powerful collection. So welcome, Josette.
Right. Thank you so much, Gail. I'm very excited to have this conversation with you.
I'm very excited because your story is such a powerful one. And I mean, you start to share, you start off your story with talking about how our circumstances matter because that's really what sets the stage for our life. Um, so what I'd love for if you could share a few words on what your story is about and also what inspired you to share it.
Okay, well, let's just dive into it. So I wrote a story about a topaz, and I don't want to give anything away. So what I do want to mention, though, is that this story is something that I think a lot of women can relate to in the sense that we find ourselves putting others ahead of us. We find ourselves in positions of shrinking or making ourselves, swallow it instead of really standing stronger in ourselves and taking our power in a sense. Um, and so I wrote this story because I wanted other women to know that there is a start point where all of this began, and they don't have to own that story, that story doesn't own them. And we've thought that it has in so many ways because it's around belief systems and what we've, been raised into, what's been passed down, generationally from the women that we were raised by.
It's amazing how stories can grab a hold of us. And I really got that when you're talking about how it is our circumstances or things that we've gone through or things that people have said to us that really sets a stage and locks us in, though.
Yeah.
So, as you were sharing your story, I mean, when we think about standing strong, what did that look like for you? And also, how does this show up in your world today?
I wrote that story because it's been such a journey for me to go from where I didn't feel I could own myself. I didn't feel that I had any kind of validity or worth in the world in a sense that others really cared about what I said. And so, um, I started from that point, and I do take a stand in the story, yet I also give myself away a bit. Well, not a bit, a lot. And and out of that, though, that story stayed with me all through my adult life until I started to really own how I had habitually abandoned myself over and over and over. And part of what the story conveys is that there was something that I held really precious, and that represented actually myself. And so once I was really owning how precious I am to me, taking a stand for myself became stronger and stronger and stronger. And I think so often we think that, these stories that we tell ourselves or when we figure them out, that it's supposed to instantly shift and change. And it doesn't really work that way. I've found in my own experience that things will shift and I'll think, oh, I'm on top of the world. I got it figured out. I'm good to go. I'll never deal with that again until it shows up again. And then at first I thought, wow, I'm back in this place again. I felt so defeated. Where have I been? I didn't really learn anything. And really what it is just that next layer is ready to be peeled back because there's always something deeper, always something a little underneath that. Not that you have to live in this, it's really about this is how you become stronger. You recognize yourself even deeper and you strengthen yourself with every layer. And so it's really how you look at that as a way to conquer the things that you set yourself up with that put you in comparison, that put you in feeling defeated, that contribute to you abandoning yourself over and over and over. And all those little things add up and continue to impact you. So when you start to peel back those layers, the purpose of it is to really own yourself and become more and more with each layer your own inner authority.
Love that. And is this the work that you're doing? Do you work with women to help them guide them through as well, finding their strength in this area?
Yes, I love working with women that are discovering the way that they have survived. And when I say survived, it's all about how we've created ways that have kept our nervous system feeling safe, ways that we've felt like we were in control, which can provide us safety, in ways that we have, allowed others to be more important. And so living in those survival patterns keeps us continuously making those same types of errors, feeling unhappy about the same kinds of things, attracting the same type of people, just different storylines. And so I take women from being in that survival space to becoming soul led, which is really starting to embody themselves at the truest level so that they are following their own inner authority, their own words, their own truth. And it's not about having to, follow someone else's guideline. It's really connecting with their own and living from that space.
Love that. So when you envision um, a person picking up your book and reading this, who's this story meant for?
Mm. It's meant for the woman who can relate to this, that maybe doesn't have something, that's exactly like that. Yet they can relate to a belief that maybe they weren't really good enough, that nothing they did seemed right. So then we create this perfectionism sort of safety net around ourselves. The women that have, really cocooned themselves to stay in control, to limit their risk emotionally and visibly, and they are ready to make the shift. That none of those things work anymore. They leave them feeling exhausted, they leave them feeling defeated, and as if life is working against them, like a salmon going upstream.
And I'm sure we know many salmons out there, or we're one ourselves.
Right.
So I'm thinking that this is a great book that if you are listening right now and you're feeling like you could use that support, plus it's an amazing story, we want to know where we can get a copy of this book. And not only just for ourselves, I want to really challenge any listeners right now. Think about other people that you could maybe gift this book to that would also really be a big support because I'm with you there. I know lots of salmon. We're, so, Josette, where can we get a copy of your book?
You can DM me on several different platforms. I'm on Instagram, Substack, And I am also on LinkedIn, YouTube, so in Facebook. You can find me in all those different places.
You're everywhere. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. If you send me a message, I'll be sure you get a copy.
Okay, great. Well, it's good. I'm glad you're everywhere because I think everybody needs to get to know you. I think we all come from different circumstances, so this is a real gift, because not all those circumstances are just uh, positive. We have those ones that we need to shed a bit. So I'm really glad you're using your gifted message to really help and serve others. So thank you so much. So just before we conclude our time together, is there any final words or something that you'd like to share with us?
Yes, I actually have a quote from Maya Angelou that I absolutely love, and I think that it really speaks to women and where women need to live more within themselves. So here it goes. I'm going to read it. A woman in harmony with her spirit is like a river flowing. She goes where she will without pretense and arrives at her destination prepared to be herself. And that's the purpose of the work that we do.
That's beautiful. That is really beautiful. Well, Josette, thank you so much. Thank you for sharing your truth. Thank you for sharing the story. I think everybody needs to read your story. Um, it brings uh, a lot of key points that we can all relate to and good ideas. So thank you so, so, so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Gail, for having me.
Yeah, okay. And so we'd like to wish everybody listening right now, wherever you are in this world, we want to wish you a great day. Thanks for joining us.